Jubilee Centre has achieved, I believe, a great deal since it began in the back of Michael and Oriel's house in 1983. From the headline-grabbing Keep Sunday Special campaign to the quiet research into how the Bible applies to different aspects of social issues today, to the launch of various daughter organisations, the Jubilee Centre has helped influence, I believe, a generation of Christian leaders. And the first distinctive is best summed up in the words of Paul Williams. He said to me last year, the Jubilee Centre's unique selling point is the focus and the care you take on how we read the Bible and relate it to questions of policy and social justice. You think biblically, not vaguely Christianly, by considering carefully the detail of the biblical text. The year of Jubilee in Leviticus was perhaps the best example of this. It prevented the build-up of intergenerational debt. It gave a purpose to extended families. It ensured every household had a community where they belonged, and every person a stake in the economy. That social policy is over 3,000 years old, but actually those aims seem extremely relevant today. The second distinctive contribution that the Jubilee Centre makes, it seems to me, is around the framework of relationships as a key way to translate that biblical vision into a secular world. When Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love God with all your heart, love your neighbour as yourself, and indeed that all the law and prophets are ways to express this love, he was announcing that it's the commitment and the content of our relationships that God intends to be crafting as we yield to his lordship. So relationships are not a secondary thing at all. They're the primary means that God is at work in us to will and to act according to his good purposes. So looking out on the world in 2013, we're convinced that these two things, these two distinctives, the biblical social vision and the relational thinking which comes from it, provide a joined up positive agenda for social change. And for this reason, the Jubilee Centre does need to stay in the business of researching, teaching and applying these two things and more to the challenges of our contemporary world. We may never know, as the body of Christ, how much our witness and service has changed the nation for the better. But the culture around us is still drifting further and further away from God. Whether it's the huge overhang of debt, the unraveling of the family, the loss of trust and integrity in public life, or the relentless advance of radical individualism, which brings such a loss of meaning and personhood, our society desperately needs the light and salt, as Jesus called them, which only the people of God can bring.